Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I have a cute, fun, easy Christmas tree out of yarn tutorial that you can make and use in your home for decoration, or you can give it as a gift. I'm putting it on this canvas piece here. I got these at Michael's, and there's I think 4 or 5 in a package. And then when you're done, you can move these up and it will stand, okay, so that you can display it. So and these were not very expensive at all. I want to say maybe $7.99. Okay, so to start with, you want to get any color of green yarn that you like. Mine is a little bit thicker, but you can get the thinner yarn, like the Red Heart that's thinner. See the difference? It just makes a difference in how thick your tree is. So I've seen these with the thin, and I've seen them with a little bit thicker, and either way is cute. So just cut your little piece of cardboard. Mine is, let's see here. Mine is 4 inches long and 4 inches tall and 3 inches wide. The width doesn't really matter. It's the tall that you want to pay attention to. So just put a piece and hold it with your finger, and then wrap it 10 times. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? Then cut it. Then take your scissors and just bring it up to the top here and cut, okay? And then you have a grouping. Now some of your pieces will be shorter. Those are the ones that you wrapped. You started and ended with. You can just throw those away. And then you want to just keep these as, kind of even. And I just lay them down like that, okay? Then cut off another piece, about that long. I mean, it doesn't really matter because you're going to cut it anyway. And then this is what makes the top part. So tie that around. I'd say that's probably a 1/2 inch. Let's see. No, it's more like 1 inch. It's not going to matter. Don't sit and measure and stress. Just eyeball it. And then tie a knot. Make it as tight as you can. Okay. Now you can either keep these pieces in here as part of your tree, or you can cut them off. I just leave them in. And now you're going to hold this part in your hand and then gather all these together, because now we're going to trim. And I just kind of look at the shortest piece, and then I trim them to make sure that they're kind of even. They don't have to be all the way even, because I'm sure that needles on a tree are not all the same length. But that's the basic idea there. Okay, so and this canvas is, let's see, it might be 8.5 by 11. Let's just make sure. Okay, it's 9 by 12. 9 by 12, okay? And this is a great size. So you need, let's see, 5, 9, you need 15 of these, okay? So make your 15 and then plug in your glue gun. And now we are going to start building our tree, okay? So I like to start about right there. So that's probably, let's see, that's about, because you want to leave room for your trunk. So let's see, that's about 2 inches, okay? 2 inches up from the bottom. And okay, so, and you want to just kind of eyeball it. Just lay it down. Let's see, I'm just going to kind of lay these out to see where we should start. That one's a little shorter. This part you'll cover up with the next layer, so It doesn't have to be perfect. The main thing you're looking at here is just lining up so that you know where to start gluing. You know, you want to try and keep your edges even if you can. Let's see. All right, I'm totally out of frame. Let me scoot this up. Okay, so let's do that again. Okay, so take your pieces. You're going to start building the bottom about 2 inches up from the bottom. Okay, and then just lay them on. You want to try and keep the bottom pretty even. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. But see, I'm just laying these down because I want to kind of make sure my sides line up as far as, you know, enough space on each side. Okay. And like I said, this part's going to get covered up, so don't worry that these are uneven. That doesn't matter. It's the bottom that you're looking at. Okay, so I think I like that placement. It looks about even on each side. Okay, so I'm going to get my glue gun. I need to throw in another glue stick here. Grabbing my glue gun. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. And I hope that you're all having a good day. I'm just getting this done before I head off to work. Okay, so I'm going to take my first piece. Now you can use double-sided tape if you don't want to glue, but I just want to be sure it's going to hold very, very good, so I'm choosing to use glue. So where you tied it, you just want to put some glue right there, okay, and then lay it down, and then press it down and hold it for just a sec. Okay, now I'm going to take this end piece here, and I'm going to glue my other end, just so that I can kind of stay even on the sides, okay? And then now I can take these pieces and glue them in. Okay, and then when you glue them next to each other, put them close. Don't have big spaces in between, okay? Glue them pretty close to each other. And there's a little loop that, oh, okay, that goes there. And then I bought one of these at the craft fair, and then I brought it home and I thought, you know what, I can make these. These would make great gifts. I think I'm going to make each one of my boys one of these to decorate their homes with. I think they're cute. Especially when I saw that these had like a little frame stand on the back, you know, a little stand to make it, not a frame stand, but a stand to make it look like an easel that stands up, you know. There's a little piece of dirt in there, something. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to pull it down a little bit, but stay in frame. Okay, so when you glue these on, you're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so now because we're putting on the next layer, we are not going to line it up here, okay? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So I'm going to line it up between these two, but not, I mean, I'm not going to separate them, but I'm just going to eyeball it, and it's going to go right here because you're creating that triangle, okay? So put my glue on. Make sure you cover up the knot part. Okay, let's see, is that going to stay? Yeah, I think so. You're just covering up that knot part from the layer below, and then you're lining up your bottoms here as you go, okay? See how fun and easy this is? You can make these in no time at all. Just make sure that you push down so that the glue is sitting on something to, you know, to hold it. Okay, one more for this layer. You might need a little bit more glue for these layers. Okay, then you can just kind of pull these down. I mean, like I said, it does not have to be perfect because no tree is perfect. Okay, so now we need 3 for the next layer. And if you have one that looks a little bit shorter, you can save that more for the top. That one looks a little bit short to me, so I'm going to save that more for the top. Okay, so remember, we're doing 3, so now we're going to start here, okay? All right, put that on there like that. And then this one. It's so fun to, when you're making these, it's so fun to see the final product because they're just so cute. And, you know, every personality, every tree that you make like this is going to have its own personality because they're all going to look a little different. Okay, so see, I can see my knots here on the end, but that's okay because by the time you spread these out, you're really not going to notice, okay? Okay, now we need 2, and we're going to start here, okay? I've got some paint on my fingers. I was painting a little bit ago. All right, I'm going to go 1. Pull that glue string off. And 2. Make sure that's down. And then the last one is just going to go right there, okay? And that was that little shorter one that I wanted to use. I'm going to put that right there. And when I laid this out last night, figuring out how to do this, I ended up closer to the top up here. So you might want to move this up. Instead of going 2 inches from the bottom, you might want to move it up about 2.5 or 3. It's just up to you. If you don't care that it's not perfectly centered on your paper, then, or on your canvas, then that's okay. And then I tied ahead of time, I tied this cute bow. I thought that would be cute there. You can use a bow, you can use a star. Let me scoop this up. Okay, let me move this up so you can see better. How's that? Are you able to see that better? Okay, so now I'm going to glue my bow on. I thought this bow would be so cute with the red and the black. And I'm just going to put that right there. Okay. And then at my work the other night, I work at a piano store. There was a piano recital going on. So I went outside for just a sec and found some sticks off of a tree. So here's my stick. You can use a cinnamon stick for the base. I just didn't have one. So that's why I'm using a stick. So I'm just going to put some glue here, and then this is just going to go under here. And I'm just going to push it up so that it doesn't hang off the bottom, because when you display this, if you set it up, if your stem is hanging off the bottom, it's not going to sit up. Okay, so I just trimmed that off just a little bit. I kind of like this piece that's showing here, so I'm going to have that be the top. Okay, let me turn this a little bit sideways so you can see it better. Okay, so now I'm just going to put some glue on my stick and then just pull these up, and you want to just put it up there, push it up there as far as you can, because you want it to not hang off the bottom. Okay, that looks like that's about perfect right there. Okay, and then just press it down. Hold it for a minute to make sure it's going to hold. You know, also, what I was thinking, if you want, you can decorate your tree. Okay, so let me show you what that looks like. Isn't that adorable? See, and then you can just kind of fluff it. Oh my gosh, you guys, these are so fun to make. So if you wanted to decorate this, you could put sequins. I just grabbed a couple of things here. I've got my little jar of bows here from Michael's. I'm just going to set these on to give you an idea of some of the cute things that you can do. Look at that. And I wouldn't put a lot. I mean, I would only put like 3. I think that's cute. Like that. Can you see it okay? I think that's adorable. And you can just leave it plain. You don't have to decorate it. It's up to you. Or let's do some snowflakes. These are also from Michael's this year. And one side has glitter. That just gave me an idea. I'd probably put a few more of these. Like maybe, and I'm not going to glue these on because I don't know that I want to do this permanently. I'm just giving you some ideas. Cute. Okay, now how about this idea? Put your snowflakes on your canvas. How about that? That's cute too. I think I might do that. I really think I might do that, you guys. That is cute. It kind of dresses up your canvas so that it's not so plain. I'm just eyeballing to see what I have here. You know, just to give you an idea. You could take some beads. Okay, little red beads. I'm just grabbing what's sitting on my desk with no thought ahead of time. There's some black ones you could throw on. If you glue beads on, put it so the hole doesn't show. I don't really like the black because they don't show, but I do like the red. And then here's these little candy canes I made. You could even, let's see, let's get some red ones. You could even put these on your tree. There's pink. I don't necessarily think I'd go with the pink unless I had a pink bow. But I just had a couple of the red ones there. But, and you know, you'd want to put more, but I think the candy canes with red beads would be adorable. And then here's these cute little gingerbread from Michael's this year. You could even put some gingerbread along the bottom. If you had some little presents, you could put those. I didn't think to grab things ahead of time. I'm just going off what's on my desk. So there's some gingerbread. Okay, here's another idea. I'm going to take these off. I just spotted something else that's on my desk. Let me just get these out of the way. Flowers. Okay, I've got some flowers sitting here. Look at that. That would be cute. Let me get these out of the bag. I have a couple of ideas on these. And maybe you think those flowers are a little too big. I don't know. So I would go something like that. Okay. Or you could even put your flowers along the bottom. I wouldn't cover up the stem because I think that's adorable, but how about something like that? That is cute too. I'm just getting all these ideas. Now I'm going to add some snowflakes just to see what all that looks like all together. Make sure you put the glitter side down. Well, actually, you know what? I got these on backwards. I got to turn them around. The front is actually more detailed. So, anyway, and I don't think I would put more over here. I don't like to get too crowded when I decorate my things. So I think that's cute. I love those flowers on there. How about you guys? Okay, so comment, if you will, leave me a comment and tell me which decoration you liked the best that I put on here. So go make you some of these. and have fun. It's super fun. And you could even put a star up here if you don't want to do a bow. I may have said that already. Now, if I want to make my tree a little taller, look, I could have added one more. Actually, if I could get this bow off, I think I might add one more. Let's see if I can get this bow off. Even if I just pull the whole thing off. Oh, wow, that's really on there. Okay. Maybe I'm not going to do that, but if I can get this off, I think I will add one more here and then move my bow up just to make my tree taller. So, see, you can just kind of do whatever you want. There's no hard, fast rules. Okay, well, yeah, I think it's going to look better taller. So I'm going to see if I can't get this off and move this, put one more and move this up. That'll make it look better. Okay, well, I hope that gave you an idea. Go make some of these, you guys. They are so fun and make great gifts. And see now, if it's all done, when it's all done, then I just take this and fold it up. And look, you can it even has a note, title, Christmas Yarn Tree, artist, Sandy Bryan, date, I don't know, if you want to fill that in and give it as a gift. But then this just stands up. You can't see it. It's not standing up right now. I need to fold it some more. But anyway, that gives you an idea. Okay, thanks for watching. Please come back. I love my audience so much. Thank you for all your support. And have a great day. Bye for now.